Some games manage to captivate in a way that time seems to vanish. You start by saying you'll play just a little, but before you know it, it's already dawn and the outside world fades into insignificance. Unfinished quests, fierce battles, and impossible challenges become the only things that matter. Every victory fuels the drive to keep going, and every loss sparks the need to try again. When a game is truly addictive, the immersion is so deep that reality fades into the background. Whether you're exploring vast worlds, facing relentless enemies, or hunting for the best gear, there's always a reason to continue. The 20 games featured today make time fly by and leave you craving just a little more. I'm Jax, and if you're new here, welcome to Play Hunters. I bring daily content to make sure you don't miss a single detail from the gaming universe. If you could subscribe and help me grow, I'd be really happy. Fellow gamer to fellow gamer. Starting our list is Deep Rock Galactic, a cooperative game where up to 3 friends venture into alien caves filled with dangers. The environment is fully destructible, allowing you to create strategic paths to reach your objectives. Each explosion may attract hostile hordes, turning the mission into a survival test. Every expedition is unpredictable, making each descent more intense. Players choose from unique classes, ensuring all essential roles are covered. Some focus on firepower, while others create routes, light the way, or set up defenses. Deciding who does what determines the mission's success and requires total team coordination. Resources gathered during the exploration can be used to strengthen the squad. No 2 missions are alike, and strategy needs constant adjustment. The real standout is the procedural generation of the caves, making each expedition one of a kind. Between gathering resources, opening routes, and facing alien swarms, the pace never slows. The adrenaline stays high from start to finish, ensuring unforgettable challenges. In second place is Cult of the Lamb, a game where salvation comes at an unexpected cost. It seemed like your fate was sealed, but a second chance emerges with a condition lead a cult. Recruiting followers, expanding faith, and eliminating opponents are essential steps in consolidating power. Building temples, performing rituals, and securing the loyalty of the group are just as crucial as wielding a blade. Every decision shapes the path to ascension, making the journey unpredictable. The adventure splits between managing the cult and confronting those who challenge your authority. Unknown lands hide valuable resources, but also hostile creatures and rival cultists. Quick combat demands sharp reflexes and well-thought-out strategies to ensure victory. Overthrowing opposing leaders strengthens your influence, unlocking new abilities and powers. The more the cult grows, the harder it becomes to ignore its presence. The world shifts with each new venture, bringing unexpected challenges and opportunities. Mysterious regions guard hidden secrets that can either bolster or threaten the cult's reign. Followers are loyal, but require constant guidance to maintain unwavering faith. Sermons, rituals, and sacrifices can either strengthen or undermine their beliefs, depending on your choices. Between leadership and combat, the goal is to turn devotion into absolute power. In third place is The Surge 2, where a simple flight turns into a technological nightmare. A storm takes down the plane, and days later, you wake up in an abandoned prison. The place is collapsing, overrun by soldiers enforcing their own laws and out-of-control machines. In the distance, a black storm looms, bringing something even more dangerous. Every step is a risk, and survival demands strength and strategy. The destroyed streets hide not only dangers, but also secrets that few can uncover. The nanotechnology that caused the chaos still circulates among the rubble, creating increasingly brutal threats. Exploring means facing fanatical cultists, ruthless military forces, and creatures warped by technology. Any misstep can be fatal, but those who adapt quickly find ways to turn the tide. The collapse intensifies, making every decision even more critical. Combat requires both strategy and brutality, turning each fight into a battle for survival. Dismembering enemies rewards you with valuable parts to enhance your own body and grow stronger. Cybernetic implants, combat drones, and reinforced armor are part of the available arsenal. The path is filled with choices, where each battle determines who becomes stronger. Only the most prepared can withstand the growing chaos. In fourth place is Metro Exodus, a brutal depiction of a world devastated by nuclear war. After years of living in underground tunnels, a group of survivors decides to face the unknown. Their goal is to cross desolate lands in search of new hope, but danger is ever present. Mutated creatures, violent factions, and an unforgiving climate turn the journey into a daily struggle. What lies beyond the ruins is a mystery, and the road ahead will be marked by sacrifices. The journey takes place aboard a modified train, crossing regions destroyed by time and radiation. Abandoned stations and ruined cities hold valuable resources and hidden threats. Exploration, stealth, and brutal combat blend in a cycle where every bullet counts. The nuclear winter turns the environment into an enemy, bringing unpredictable storms. No shelter is safe for long, and moving forward is the only option. The world reacts to the choices made throughout the journey, altering the fate of companions. Every decision could mean life or death for allies, shaping the group's future. Improvised weapons can be customized to suit any combat style. Between moments of tension and brief sparks of hope, survival requires strategy and sacrifice. The past was destroyed, and the future must be earned. In fifth place is Shadow of War, a game that perfectly recreates the world of the Lord of the Rings. Every battle, fortress, and enemy makes you feel like you're at the heart of this legendary war. The Nemesis system turns each foe into a unique challenge, creating unpredictable rivalries. Orcs remember their defeats, flee, return stronger, and even betray at the worst moment. Every encounter feels like an epic scene straight out of the stories of this world. If the goal is to lead an army in this universe, this game delivers that in an incredible way. You don't just face enemies, you can dominate, corrupt, and use them to your advantage. Building a loyal army is just as important as brute strength when conquering territory. Fortresses are guarded by powerful bosses, requiring careful planning before an attack. Every victory shifts the balance of power, making the campaign full of twists. This is a true delight for fans, respecting and expanding the mythology of this world. Creatures, environments, and events make each mission feel like it's right out of the books. The action is cinematic, with fast and brutal fights that evoke the epic battles of the films. Strategy and influence are just as crucial as wielding a blade against your enemies. Territory control is never guaranteed, and the war is always evolving. In sixth place is Helldivers 2, a chaotic shooter where you and your squad are humanity's last line of defense. The mission is to bring freedom to the most hostile corners of the galaxy, facing relentless enemies. Each operation takes you into territories ruled by brutal creatures, demanding strategy and communication. Missions vary from capturing territory and eliminating enemy forces to defending strategic positions. With each success, Super Terra rewards its soldiers with new resources to enhance the fight. The enemies are unpredictable and attack without hesitation, making each planet a deadly trap. Giant creatures, mechanized armies, and alien swarms require quick responses to be defeated. The war takes place on a galactic scale, with every player contributing to the resistance. Every victory brings humanity closer to supremacy, but defeat could mean total annihilation. Duty calls, and the battle for freedom never ends. In seventh place is Elden Ring, an action RPG that places you in a vast world full of mysteries. Ancient ruins, towering fortresses, and colossal creatures await those who dare to explore. Every path leads to unpredictable challenges, where curiosity can reward or condemn. There is no defined route, allowing you to progress in your own way and discover hidden secrets. Every battle won brings a tremendous sense of achievement, making the journey both memorable and dangerous. Character creation allows for unique combinations of weapons, armor, and spells to suit any playstyle. You can become a brutal and resilient warrior or a master of magic who destroys enemies from a distance. Every choice alters how you face challenges, making each journey unique. Enemies require strategy, precision, and patience to be defeated. A single mistake can be costly, and every encounter becomes a true test of skill. The challenge is relentless, pitting you against colossal bosses and cunning enemies who punish any slip-up. Attacks must be calculated, defenses well-timed, and every move can determine victory or defeat. The world does not forgive the weak, but rewards those who learn from their mistakes. Every fallen enemy, every obstacle overcome, and every new discovery become part of a cycle of perseverance. The journey demands endurance, but few games offer such a grand sense of accomplishment. In 8th place is Mad Max, a game that captures, like few others, the solitude of a brutal world with outlaws. The desert stretches endlessly, filled with forgotten ruins and the wreckage of a dead civilization. Silence is only broken by the cutting wind or the distant roar of threatening engines. Every road leads to more destruction, with no safe refuge in this hostile setting. The vastness doesn't offer freedom, but a reminder that the fight never ends. Combat is merciless, emphasizing the brutality of a world where only the strongest survive. Violent gangs patrol the roads, turning every journey into a battle. Hand-to-hand fights are brutal, with heavy blows and finishers that leave marks on the sand. Resources are scarce, and any scrap could be the difference between moving forward or dying. There's no room for weakness, and every confrontation requires strength and strategy. The car is more than just a vehicle. It's the only hope for control amidst the chaos. Upgrades turn the machine into a threat, balancing speed and firepower. High-speed battles are brutal, with vehicles exploding and flipping in sandstorms. The sun-scorched sky, constant dust, and destruction create the perfect atmosphere. The road never ends, and loneliness is the only certainty in this doomed world. In 9th place is Dead Cells, a game that challenges you to turn every defeat into a learning experience. The setting is a constantly shifting castle, full of brutal enemies and hidden paths. There are no checkpoints, so each attempt is a new chance to advance and test your skills. Any mistake can be costly, but shortcuts and secrets make the journey easier. Progression isn't linear, making every choice essential for survival. Combat is intense and requires quick reflexes, punishing any error with an immediate restart. Enemies have relentless attacks, forcing precision in strikes and intelligent use of abilities. The emergency roll becomes indispensable, allowing you to escape by a thread in critical moments. Weapons, mutations, and gear can be combined in various ways. Each attempt is a chance to test strategies and refine your playstyle. Even with constant death, progress isn't entirely lost between runs. Unlocked paths lead to new areas, offering new weapons and even tougher challenges. The sense of evolution is constant, turning each failure into a step toward victory. The mix of frantic action, exploration, and unpredictable difficulty creates an addictive cycle. Kill, die, and try again has never been so rewarding. In 10th place is Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, a game that puts you in charge of the most chaotic group in the universe. As the leader, Your mission is to guide this team of misfits to prevent an interplanetary disaster. Your decisions affect the relationships between the Guardians, creating hilarious moments or unexpected consequences. The chemistry between the characters makes every dialogue and battle unique. Combat is fast-paced, combining special attacks and coordination among the Guardians to face colossal enemies. Elemental pistols, jet boots, and combined strikes are part of the arsenal to confront threats. The journey takes you to vibrant planets, bringing exotic creatures and unexpected dangers with every new destination. The humor and 80s soundtrack create a unique atmosphere, balancing intense action with comedic moments. The bond between the Guardians evolves as the challenges increase, strengthening the team's ties. Saving the galaxy may be absolute chaos, but for this group, it's just another ordinary day. In 11th place is Ninja Gaiden Black 2, a game that takes fast and brutal action to a new level. In control of an unstoppable warrior, you must face lethal enemies and prevent a great evil. The world is overrun by dark forces, and each step reveals a more dangerous threat. The visual effects highlight the brutality of the fights, emphasizing the speed of movements. The dismemberment system intensifies the violence, making every clash even more visceral. The story unfolds amid chaos, with betrayals, secrets, and battles that push the protagonist's limits. Every fight isn't just a battle, but a crucial step toward true victory. In 13th place is Stardew Valley, a game that transforms an abandoned farm into the opportunity for a fresh start. With little money in your pocket and tools worn by time, the challenge is to restore the land. The work begins simply with preparing the soil and planting the first seeds, but soon expands. Raising animals, upgrading the farm, and adapting to the seasons make each day unique and rewarding. The sense of progress is constant, making every small achievement worthwhile. Beyond the routine on the farm, the nearby village is full of life and characters with their own stories. Each villager has likes and routines, creating connections that make the experience more engaging. Building friendships can yield gifts, new dialogues, and even relationships. The community evolves as you participate in events and help restore important places. Between tending to the farm, strengthening bonds, and adventuring, there's always something new to do. Time passes quickly, and each choice influences life on the farm and its future. The cycle of work and discovery makes it impossible to play for just one more day. In 14th place is Space Marine, a game that places you at the heart of an unrelenting war. As an elite warrior, your mission is to protect humanity from enemies who know no fear. Devastated planets serve as battlefields where hordes march forward without rest. Combat is brutal and frantic, requiring strength and strategy to crush each threat. Hesitating for even a moment means being overwhelmed by the unyielding enemy tide. The available arsenal amplifies the brutality of war, bringing devastating weapons and superhuman abilities. Each blow, shot, and explosion turns the environment into a spectacle of destruction. Cutting, crushing, and shooting are part of a constant rhythm where hundreds of enemies fall. Entire swarms attack at once, creating true chaos amid the conflict. The feeling of being surrounded never fades, reinforcing the colossal scale of the battle. Beyond the campaign, challenges test skill and endurance against endless waves of enemies. Competitive modes bring intense battles where customized warriors fight for battlefield dominance. Each class has unique abilities, allowing varied strategies to change the tide of battle. Progression unlocks advantages and equipment that further expand combat possibilities. The war never ends, and only the strongest survive the massacre. In 15th place is Hades, a game where escaping the underworld is a fight against relentless forces. Trapped in this dark realm, the protagonist challenges the absolute ruler, seeking an impossible escape. Each attempt reveals hidden secrets about this world full of dangers and enigmatic figures. Powerful gods watch the progress, offering blessings that can either help or hinder the journey. Between dubious allies and formidable enemies, each step brings you closer to the truth. Death is not failure, but part of the cycle that keeps this unforgiving world turning. Each defeat means restarting, but the environment and challenges change with every attempt. Different enemies appear, paths alternate, and new conversations offer clues about the mission. Permanent upgrades help with future attempts, making the protagonist stronger. Combat requires constant learning, and adaptation is key to success. The arsenal and divine blessings shape each escape, making every attempt unique and unpredictable. Weapons allow for varied combat styles, while special powers grant devastating abilities. The combinations are endless, ensuring that no battle is the same as the last. Challenges increase as you progress, and the guardians of the underworld never forget a defeat. Escaping isn't just about surviving, but understanding that freedom requires more than brute force. In 16th place is Assassin's Creed Odyssey, a game where the search for the past intertwines with the chaos of war. Abandoned at a young age, you grow up far from your origins, unaware of your true lineage. Fate pulls you into a conflict between great powers, where every choice shapes the course of history. Conspiracies, relentless mercenaries, and ancient secrets make the journey unpredictable. Survival is not the only goal, but also discovering who you truly are. The vast world offers vibrant cities, grand temples, and ruins forgotten by time. Each location hides challenges, unexpected allies, and enemies that test your loyalty. Exploration goes beyond land, taking you into naval battles where strategy determines victory. Upgrades to the ship and crew give you an edge against enemy fleets on the high seas. The world is always changing, reacting to every decision you make. Combat is brutal, placing entire armies on the battlefield in colossal fights. Skilled warriors face dozens of enemies with special attacks and lethal techniques. Abilities and equipment can be customized, creating unique fighting styles. Great battles decide the control of territories, demanding strategy and strength to secure victory. Every encounter is an opportunity to carve your name into history. In 17th place is Diablo 4, a game that plunges you into a world corrupted by chaos. The balance between heaven and hell has been shattered, leaving everything at the mercy of ruthless forces. Cultists and demonic creatures spread across the devastated lands, bringing destruction and fear. Few dare to resist the advance of evil and confront the horrors emerging from the shadows. Every step forward is a test of courage, and the only choice is to fight or succumb. The world is vast, filled with cursed ruins, besieged villages, and dungeons infested with horrors. Each region hides secrets and challenges that only the bravest can overcome. Facing increasingly powerful enemies requires strategy, skill, and gear forged in battle. The danger never ceases, as threats emerge at every turn, turning each journey into a fight for survival. Entire kingdoms can fall if the battle is abandoned. Combat is brutal, allowing you to customize your warrior with unique abilities and weapons. Distinct classes offer varied styles, from destructive spells to devastating physical strikes. Legendary gear provides advantages, but only the most skilled wield true power. Colossal bosses await in battles that test reflexes and strategy to the limit. Only the strongest leave their mark in a world consumed by darkness. In 18th place is Days Gone, a game that places you in a brutal world where hope is a rare luxury. After a devastating pandemic, the few survivors cling to what remains, facing a hostile environment. The past still haunts those who escaped, but moving forward requires tough choices. Amidst betrayals and hidden secrets, finding a reason to keep going is a challenge. The road is long, and each day brings new dangers for those who dare to survive. The gameplay combines exploration, action, and strategy in a vast, dynamic world. The weather, day-night cycle, and constantly evolving enemies make every journey unpredictable. Combat allows for direct confrontations or stealth tactics to eliminate threats silently. The bike becomes indispensable for covering large distances and escaping desperate situations. Every resource could be the difference between living another day or falling by the wayside. The greatest challenge comes from the hordes, massive groups of creatures that move like a destructive swarm. They hunt mercilessly, attacking with crushing speed and brutality. Even after the campaign, hunting them remains a thrilling and terrifying task. Planning, traps, and using the environment are key to avoiding being cornered. The threat never disappears, making each confrontation an intense battle for survival. In 19th place is Returnal, a game that turns every death into a new beginning within an unforgiving world. Trapped on an alien planet, you must find a way out of this endless cycle. Each defeat means starting over, but also brings new possibilities and unexpected challenges. The environment constantly changes, and unpredictable enemies lie in wait around every corner. The mystery deepens with every new life, leading to discoveries that may change everything. Combat is intense, blending frantic gunfire and constant movement to avoid devastating attacks. Each weapon has unique characteristics, encouraging different strategies to survive. The upgrade system strengthens the protagonist with every cycle, but nothing is guaranteed. The enemies evolve, and the world itself conspires against progress. Mastering the game's rhythm is essential to surviving the escalating massacre. Even after overcoming the greatest challenges, the cycle never truly ends, offering new dangers. With each return, unexpected threats and variations arise, making it impossible to predict what's next. Extra modes offer even more brutal challenges, testing all the skills learned. The planet allows no rest, demanding absolute focus to survive. The cycle continues, and the only way out is to fight to the limit. Next, we have Stranding, a game that turns crossing a ruined world into an emotional and challenging journey. The collapse of civilization left only small, isolated groups unable to reconnect. The unknown lurks along every path, making each trip a struggle between courage and fear. Rebuilding what was lost requires patience, strategy, and determination. Every delivery completed is not just a task, but a step toward restoring hope. The gameplay deviates from traditional patterns, prioritizing planning and survival over frantic action. The terrain is a constant enemy, demanding balance and careful choices to avoid fatal falls. Equipment can aid the journey, but the real challenge lies in the crossing itself. Invisible creatures and hostile forces make every mission unpredictable, heightening the tension with every step. Not everyone adapts to this pace, but those who do become immersed for months. The connection between players creates a unique experience, where every structure built can help another traveler. Roads, bridges, and shelters appear in the world, turning solitude into a collective effort. The environment is beautiful and desolate at the same time, reinforcing the weight of the mission. Every completed delivery brings not just progress, but a real sense of impact on the world. For those who accept its rhythm, this journey becomes unforgettable. And tell me, which of these games have you had the chance to play? Has any of them sparked your curiosity? And would you add it to your list of upcoming games? Also, share in the comments which game has made you the most addicted. If you can, please subscribe to the channel to help me grow and never wonder what to play again. I'm leaving 2 videos on the card, one I selected for you and the other one that YouTube chose. Just click on either one to watch. Big hugs, happy gaming, and see you tomorrow.